We are live.
All right. So, who would like to give us a little bit of background before we move forward?
So, the group known as the Sentinels went to the original town that they started in, Misthaven, to help them because they had been invaded by a group known as the Bloodletters. After going there, doing some recon, finding the survivors, they determined that the only real way, or at least Charles suggested, the only real way to get rid of them would be to trick them. And so we started devising a plan dubbed the Fortnight of Fear to trick them into leaving. Anything else?
Killed
I
some
think that's
guys.
pretty much it.
We killed some guys, yeah. I mean, we always
Made a
do
guy
that.
pee himself.
I visited Spear in a dream.
Yeah, that was there. That was
Right.
part of the recon.
Great. So, before we move into the Fortnite of Fear, a couple of things to keep in mind. As you are performing these, this plan, these tactics, these things you have
Guerrilla scare tactic.
We'll call it a plan.
prepared.
Terrorism?
Terrorists. Yeah. Before you start this, just know I am keeping track of what I'm calling suspicion points.
Ooh, I like this.
Hmm.
Okay.
The more you
Sounds
do
fun.
outside of Terog's compound, we'll have to do sneak attacks. Wow. We'll have to do stealth checks. If you fail the stealth check, you get 1 suspicion point toward Terog's home. I will not tell you how many is needed, but at that point, there will be enough suspicion on that area that something may occur.
Okay.
I'll also be keeping track of what I'm now calling intimidation points. The more you do, the more you succeed, the more intimidated and scared the bloodletters will become. Get it high enough, and things may happen. If you so choose, you can also boost the morale of the remaining citizens of Misthaven. Through dreams, through meeting up with them in person, however you guys want to do that. But if you do, morale points will go up. And then something may happen if it gets high enough. There will be a set number of checks and things as we go day to day. We're not just going to skip through the week, we're going day to day.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
First off, Charles, I need you to roll a d4 for me.
All right. Yeah, let me do that. I don't have my dice with me, and I don't have roll 20. It would take just as long for both, so I'm going to grab my dice.
Go for it.
What, dog? What?
Oh man.
And by the way, Ryan, how's the puppy?
Oh, pain in the butt.
Yeah, okay.
Although he's now that my family's back, he's not in my room anymore eating my carpet. So that's good.
Oh, hey, that's nice.
Yeah. My door carpet now is a straight line and then it goes like this.
Oh, gosh.
So that's great. Instead, I have every other dog in the house in my room.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I am ready.
All right.
Right.
D4
ready.
for me, please.
D4. Let's use the metal one. That is a 4.
Okay.
Hey.
I could. You're just gonna have to trust me.
I got you. So due to exhaustion and your scouting out and things, per night, you're only able to connect with 8 people through Dream. Okay?
For this whole week, or
For every night.
for every night? Okay. Do I have to re-roll the d4 every night, or?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So you can connect with 8 people throughout the night.
Me myself. I mean, the plan was to cast it on Donko and Castle.
Right.
Because they need less sleep, technically, so they'd help me with that.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. So,
Alright.
with that in mind, let's move forward. At the first day, you sit in Terog's home. Terog and the 3 Axby brothers are just waiting around, watching and figuring out what to do throughout this. As the 4 of you sit there, what is the first plan of action on that first day? We're not going to roleplay everything.
Oh,
but
yeah, that's smart.
because we would be here for a solid 12 hours. Hope you guys are good to go till 4 a.m.
Easy mode.
But what is the first thing you guys want to do that day? It is morning, I will say.
Woodland creatures.
Yeah.
Some more.
Plan was definitely to start small, so strange, bizarre occurrences.
I'm gonna say, yeah, it's up to Donko. Donko's gonna be the main character for this first day, and
Mhm.
we're going to play supporting roles at least.
So I am going to start, I believe, with Conjure Woodland Beings. Let me verify. Or is there another one
There's
that's
conjure animals too.
animals?
Where are you conjuring them?
Let's double check it quick. I'm reading its distance, 60 feet, 1 hour. I can summon up to 8 1/4 or lower creatures. It's not quite as many as I thought.
Can you do anything like kind of creepy though? We could do fog, just like at the front gate or something, and send in some creepy walking bushes. I don't know.
Creepy walking bushes I can do. It is concentration though to do the creepy walking bushes, so I can only do the one.
So, which one are you doing?
I'm
Ruh-roh.
hold on, I'm sorry. 1 second.
Anything else? Castle, what are you
Uh,
and Terog doing this first day?
Well, so does Tarek know how to make explosives, or has he had any experience with explosives?
As you ask him, he has had a little bit of experience.
All right, sorry.
Does he know specifically anything like firecrackers?
No, not at this point in time. He said that his only experiment, and he kind of points out the window, and you see a small blackened crater out his back, in his back lawn area. That's his only experiment with explosives.
Has he had any experience with gears?
With what?
Gears,
Gears.
like
Oh yeah, yeah.
like mechanical gears or stuff.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. I'm going to begin drawing up plans with Tarog.
Okay.
I'll ask Donko if he needs anything real quick because, like, I actually do have a fog machine.
Yeah.
I do have a fog machine. So I'll ask him, hey, do you need a fog machine? And, like, hand it over to him and be like, press this button. And then I'll work with Tarog on, like, kind of sketching up some plans for making, like, kind of like these boxes that can essentially, like, gear shake up and down that we can maybe, like, put underneath some posts and stuff and it'll, like, cause tremors.
Sure. Yeah. Go for it. Make an intelligence check with advantage. Because you're working with Terog.
Is there any in Misthaven itself that I saw when walking around, is there any like heavy planted areas? You know, lots of shrubbery, trees, things of that nature,
Every once in a while.
or is it more like plains? It's just like snow on grass kind of thing.
As of right now, it's definitely more just snow on grass. A lot of the trees are lost all there. It's not really, was it deciduous trees, the ones that last all year round,
Mm-hmm.
or evergreens. There's not many of those in this area.
What
So
about
they've all kind of
in front of like the fort that they're all like kind of
in front of
mainly
Castle
in?
There is a lot more. There would be a lot more greenery if it's not dead.
So it's like
Um,
dead shrubbery, you
yeah,
know, grass,
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's perfect. Okay, so for day one, um, I'm going to. It's a 60-foot cube, and it lasts um 1 minute. But just whenever I notice that the traffic is highest during the day, like when I just see a lot of people going in and out, I'm gonna cast the Wrath of Nature, which does quite a lot, but it's mostly stuff like the grass kind of like grabs at their feet, roots will come up and trip them, the trees will lash out at them, things like that.
Are you doing this out in front of Castle Neris?
Right in the front when the traffic is highest for the barbarians.
That's fair. Okay. Um,
It's a
yeah,
120-foot casting range, so I can be quite a distance away.
easily. Yeah, uh, it goes off without a hitch. You sit back and you just kind of you cast it and you see a lot of these plants start to bend and twist. And some of the barbarians notice it, but just make it they think it's the wind or whatnot before they start lashing out and grabbing hold of feet and legs and they start like freaking out. There's some definite weirdness that they're realizing. So nicely
Okay.
done. Make it a stealth check for me. Um,
Health. With
Castle.
I would assume that I cast Pass Without a Trace before. Oh, it's a concentration. So do I cast a stealth after the spell? I assume,
This
or is
is
it
the stealth for
prior?
going out there and coming back
Okay, so I
in
can
general.
use Pass
So
Without a Trace in this instance.
not in this instance, no.
Okay, so flat
Castle, I've got
stealth.
that noted. Things went well for your first day of planning.
I was like, it's an 18
Nat
because
Yeah, I
17.
got
Flash
you.
of
I got
Genius.
you.
19 total on my stealth.
19 total. Okay. Very nice.
And then I also wanted to do one other thing, if that's okay, just a lower level spell.
Sure.
I wanted to cast make sure it's the right one. This is it speak with animals? It lets me tell them to do stuff.
I believe so.
I
Well,
probably have
what's
to use a combination of speak with animals and animal friendship and stuff like that, but they're all first level spells. So I would want to have communicated with lesser forest beings, squirrels, rats, skunks, etc., to kind of spread the word that the barbarians in the town, the stinky ones, is what I'll tell them, are dangerous and they need to be scared away
okay.
collectively. I want to see if they follow up with that.
You know, just for fun, make a persuasion check.
Oh no. 10, which I think I have a -4.
Okay.
A -2. So 8.
8. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
The little chipmunk you were chatting with, who's shivering a little bit and has a big old powder, a cheek full of food, looks up at you and then skitters away. All
Tomorrow maybe.
right. Wrath, anything?
Yeah. So today I want to kill um a couple people or a
I
few
wanna
people.
heal.
I don't know how you want to do this. If you want to actually do combat, if you want me to
Oh,
just
if you're attacking a patrol, you will make. And if you're, are you taking the Axway brothers with you,
no, I
or are
was
you going by
planning on
yourself?
going just alone.
Okay.
Do we have a ring that someone can imbue with some invisibility spells?
Well, that's up to you guys. However you want to do that.
So for today, I just want 2 invisibility spells. How many times would I be able to go out, or how many invisibility spells would you be willing to sacrifice, like during the day, throughout the day?
I can give you one. Yeah, I can give you
Could you
invisibility.
could you do like 4 throughout the entire day, so I can have 2 good sessions of
I have
killing a couple
3
people?
total. I have
Okay.
3 spell slots for that, and I can use all 3. Well, okay, technically I could do 4 because I have 2 third levels.
Okay, you could do 2 if you want to. Just
Do you
depends
need?
on how many people I should be killing daily.
Yeah,
Okay.
What how many spells in the ring of spell storing? Remind me. 5 levels. Okay. So you
2 at a time.
yeah, I have a cure wounds, so I could give him the cure wounds, and then I could give him 2 invisibilities.
Cool. Let's say I get that,
I still have
and
spells.
then
Man, I
my
like being a
plan,
halfcaster.
super nice. My plan would be to go in and look for a group of 2 or 3 people, and cool. Now I would still want to appear like a bugbear. So a lot of people probably don't know Wrath, but they know the bugbear.
Mm-hmm.
all right. Okay. Easily enough, you do find a group of a couple guys, a couple, one Goliath and one, um, not bugbear, but he's more goblinoid, kind of hobgoblin. Um, kind of they went off by themselves. Kind of looks like they're smoking something. Um, so for this, make an attack roll with yeah, just make a straight attack roll with whatever you are attacking with.
Okay.
You don't get to use reckless on this, just a straight attack roll.
Okay. 14.
14. That is just enough. So easily enough, you sneak up behind one invisible and plant your sword in there's the small of their back and just run them through. As you pulled back, the other one freaks out, looks over at you with your ghostly tattered appearance, the whatever you have set up, and just can't is so frozen with fear, can't even yell out as you take his head off. And then you cast the second invisibility and you get out of there.
So if I can, just before casting the second ability, the second invisibility,
Mhm.
I would like to bellow with a giant roar just to kind of attract people. Maybe
Absolutely.
they'll come out and look for me before I turn invisible and go back.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
16.
Cool. And on that first day, before it even turns night, the people start, the bloodletters, start to be wary of the surroundings. Wait, yes. Wrath, make a stealth check for me, please.
Okay. Just regular or with advantage because I'm invisible?
Uh, yeah, no, yeah, with advantage.
Oof.
Yeah, okay, you're fine. Jeez.
Whew.
Okay. Awesome. Charles, whatever your name is. And that's it. Yeah, okay. Okay, sounds good. All right, my boy is screaming very loud. Yeah. Uh, okay, easy enough. You get enough. You start to remember faces and get these people pinned out and figured out, and start sowing some psychic seeds. I like it. Okay, nighttime comes. Not while invisible in this instance. Um, and you go back to sleep, I'm assuming. Right, okay. So, for the 8 individuals that you contact tonight, are they all bloodletters? Okay. Go ahead and make an intimidation check with advantage.
Always making the roll. I have a question about fey creatures.
Of course.
This conjure woodland beings. Does that mean I can conjure beasts and fey of CR, whatever's listed?
No, I believe it's beasts that are considered fey. So when you conjure the beasts, they're considered fey creatures.
That's what I figured. How do I know? I'm trying to filter in 5e tools. I just did CR beast 1/4, but that puts stuff like big creatures, like big, like pterodactyls and stuff. Like
Well, it's also creatures that you know.
yeah, but like axe beaks.
Yeah.
Those are CR 1/4. Crazy. So I could send a CR2 creature out and just really scare the crap out of them. CR2. An Allosaurus. Cave bear.
Is that a 19, 18? 19 and 17. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a fantastic night.
There it is. Found what I was looking for.
Cool.
I don't know if you'll allow this, so I'll check, but I've got a good one for the next day.
All right. Yeah, no, that night goes off perfectly. And as the morning comes, the rest of you are up and about. Charles, you go back to sleep, exhausted from the night before. You don't take a point of exhaustion, but you are still very tired. You're up, kind of going back and forth, shoving yourself into the dream, shoving uh, Castle for some, Donko for others. Even Gorvis Axebite offered to aid in some of that. Um, and it was a very successful night. Next day, what's the plan of action?
Okay, so I assume since they're barbarians, they tend to eat collectively, like in a big group.
You haven't seen them eat. You know that the old, um, oh, what's that place called? Uh, The inn that you guys stayed at, the Singing Shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've seen a lot of them there. You're not sure if that's for eating or drinking, but there does tend to be quite a few around there.
Okay. And when they sleep, do they all head back to the big keep, or do they all like just go wherever?
It seems like they do take turns. That some are out at night, some are out at the day. They kind of go in shifts.
Or like, do they go to the keep, or do they like sleep in houses?
Seems to
and
be,
stuff?
yeah. Seems to be the keep.
Okay. As the morning group is coming out for breakfast, well, I follow the largest group. Now, it says I can summon one fake creature of challenge rating 2. Technically, a challenge rating 2 creature's swarm of maggots. Would you allow that? Would that count?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
That's
I'm gonna do that again.
disgusting.
So wherever they go to eat, all
Dude, the
food,
plagues.
all drink, swarm of maggots just everywhere, and they can't seem to get away from it.
Well, how far away do you need to be for that?
This 60 feet.
60
So I
minutes?
assume I would have, asked for invisibility before I went out.
Yeah, no, easy enough. You hear screams and shouts as your swarm of maggots infests the several of the areas, and it then starts just to move and kind of go where there is people and food. It's disgusting and terrifying
Can I
for them.
technically
For you,
allow
you're like, hey, this is cool.
Perfect. Can I technically allow them to make an attack? Or because I'm having them move around, would you say no?
They are attacking. We're not doing like specific
Okay. Because they can do
specifics in it. This is just
something
a
called
general.
infestation. They can disease creatures.
For that, go ahead and make an attack roll for the maggots. Yeah, let's
Okay.
just do one of
So
those.
it's a melee plus 3 to hit. Um, they
All
must
about the
succeed on a
maggots.
they must succeed on a DC 12 Constitution save.
That's fine.
So, so 10 to hit.
And the
So
hit. Okay.
probably not.
You probably you do see them attacking people and whatnot, but there doesn't seem to be any. I mean, it's hard to tell at this point, but no infections, no diseases transmitting that you can tell or feel from your connection.
Okay.
The maggots.
I
But
want to try and
I
sneak
do
out of
need you to make a stealth check.
this dice. It's failing me. Let's try tiny.
Don't you lose invisibility when you
I
cast a
I
spell?
do. So I'm not invisible anymore. 10 plus
Hold on one second, guys. Or keep going.
Testing.
so 12 total.
My bad. Come here.
As you good dog. Ugh. Ugh. I have gaseous form. I totally forgot about that. I could just turn him into a ghosty cloud, and he can fly around shaped like Wrath and just hover over people.
We could do
That's a
that
whole
for a
thing.
day. We
Yeah.
have a bunch of things we can do. So
Yeah.
let's
That
play
one's-
with
that one's
everything.
available.
We made so many ideas. Let's try them all. Let's pull a
I
Mario
would
Odyssey.
assume this
Well-
town has a graveyard.
I'm sure most towns do.
Oh, I see where you're going with this, and I love it.
Yeah. I'm gonna find where they're burying or disposing of the bugbears and the other people we've killed.
Oh
Okay,
no.
sorry.
Oh
Stealth
no.
roll was 12.
Say it again.
12 for my stealth roll.
You'll see.
Okay.
It's just too much, Ryan. Please don't.
Okay.
Oh wait, Nate is a good bite.
Very good. Very good. Okay.
You gotta bite ya. Bite ya.
Castle.
Yeah.
What you doing? Second day.
Does Tarog have any wood?
Yes, he does.
Perfect. Me and Tarog will move on to after we've done our planning. Do we actually work out a good enough plan for these boxes?
With that 18, I'd say you might have to go another little bit of the more intricate details. You have like all of the big details planned out, and everything seems to be like it would fit, but you might need to get into the more nitty-gritty details.
Perfect. Okay, then we finish our planning today.
All right, do it. Intelligence check with advantage. While he's doing that, Wrath.
Nice.
Is it possible
Or
that I do
26?
these?
Say it again.
Is it possible that I do the same thing as yesterday, but I do it both in the morning and at night? Can we assume that I'll be able to come back and refresh the invisibility spells?
Yeah, we can do something like that.
Oh yeah.
So in that case,
I get- Yeah.
make 2 attack rolls.
$18, $25.
Yeah, you're fine.
And then both
Go.
times I want to make sure and make my roar before I disappear.
Okay.
Very nice.
So with each time, you're actually only able to find a single person who went out to relieve themselves, and unfortunately, before they were able to, or during, you killed them.
Cool. And if possible, I would either
Please
like
play
to leave their bodies there or like move them a little bit out into the open if they're hidden at all. Make sure people know.
Yeah, easy enough. And
Cool.
you hit your visibility, and you head on back. Make 2 stealth checks with advantage, please.
25, 24. Wow.
Well, they're both good. Just so you know, every time you guys succeed on a stealth check, the DC goes up.
Ooh.
Oh great. Because they get more aware and more aware. Makes sense.
But with this, because you are invisible both ways, it only went up by 1 for both of those. Okay. Perfect. Let's just put 1 there. Okay. Nighttime activities. Charles, 2 intimidation checks. Or, sorry, intimidation with advantage. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. With advantage. Oh. Well, I rolled it and rolled 20, but 21 total. No, sorry. 24 total.
Perfect. Another flawless night.
I also wanted to, when it becomes nighttime and I'm heading back, try again with the small animals. I'm starting with something a little bigger, a skunk this time, if I can find it.
Okay. The
Persuasion or-
skunk. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
That's better. 16.
16.
Mm.
This time, the skunk, you kind of coax it over with talking to it, and it looks up at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feed it something. It looks up at you, cocks its head, and then it starts sniffing around and runs off into the bushes. You're not sure I'm not sure what that would do, but it seemed to be a little more friendly than the little chipmunk.
Perfect.
Day 3. Plans.
Right.
Well,
So
I'm actually
So
building boxes now.
for
Okay.
day 3,
So-
Charles will.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
Charles will approach Wrath with the options he has in his repertoire. Since he can't change from Dream, he actually can't give Mislead, because if I change from Dream, that means I can't do I can't do a Night of the Dreams. So Charles will offer Shadow of Moil, which is a self-cast spell that, when cast, enwreaths you in dark flames that make you heavily obscured, to others, which means you literally just become a big walking shadow. That's what you look. They can't see a bug. They see a figure, maybe, but it's
But I'm still a physical form that can attack.
yes. Flame-like shadows wreath your body until the spell ends, causing you to become heavily obscured to others. The shadows turn dim light within 10 feet of you into darkness, and bright light into dim light.
Oh man.
And until the spell ends, you have resistance radiant damage. In addition, whenever a creature within 10 feet of you hits you with an attack, the shadows lash out at that creature, dealing an extra 2d8 damage.
What? That's
Okay.
insane. Why would we
So,
not use
Shadow
that?
Muster. Charles isn't the one, like, it's usually only self-cast, so Charles would never, like, he'd never want to put himself in a place where he'd get hit.
It is
Right.
true, yeah.
Just a heads up, you're giving me that spell, and I'm gonna do a little bit more today, so it's likely we're gonna lose a point or two.
Alright, well, we'll see. It only lasts for a minute, is the thing.
Oh, Wrath is reckless, so
Okay. What I'm
Actually,
thinking is like,
quick question,
go ahead.
Josh.
Up.
If I cast a spell into the ring using my meta magic adept, does it keep the meta magic change?
I'm going to say no.
Okay, good to know.
Meta magic is kind of a you thing.
Got it. Okay.
It's specific to that feat.
Then random ruling. You don't have to make a ruling about this now, just to put it in your mind. If someone casts a spell into the ring like Donko and I cast it, if I could use my meta magic.
It would work.
Okay, just wondering.
You could do that, yeah.
And then could I fit that plus 1 invisibility in my ring?
Unfortunately, if I'm casting it, you can only fit that in your ring.
Okay. It's a little sketchy, but yeah, I'll do it. Whatever.
You still look like Ghostly Wrath, so
Mhm.
For
there's
1
that
minute.
going for you. Well, the Hat of Disguise goes forever, but
Yeah.
the shadow, you know, you got it.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
Wrath,
so-
let's start with you. Let's start with you today.
Okay. So my plan would be probably only do one thing. I'll do 2. I'll do in the morning, I'll just do the normal invisibilities.
Okay.
And go out and attack, and then at nighttime I'll go out without invisibility with whatever
Ooh.
spell I just got. And then I would like to make a little bit of an appearance with my hat on, making me scary looking at the front gate or around there, wherever I can see a few people.
All right.
And then as soon as I catch some people's attention a little bit, I want to cast the spell and just charge toward the nearest guard, just slay him, and then I'll dash away.
Okay. For the first time, or for the first one, go ahead and make your attack roll.
And since it's
17.
it's very
And you
interesting when you're
And
doing
your
it
stealth check.
at night and you cast the spell, you make everything darker around you, so you're kind of like snuffing out torches almost. So it'd be hard to
That's
find you,
terrifying.
right?
Yeah. Okay. And then go ahead and make your stealth check.
This one is with advantage.
Yes.
25. Oh my gosh. I've
Nat
gotten a
20.
nat 20 every time I've rolled that stealth check so far.
Amazing.
Okay. And now the one at night. I need you to roll. We're not even going to do an attack roll on this one. I need you to roll an intimidation check with advantage.
Okay. 9.
Oof.
9.
I rolled a nat 1.
Okay. And then I need you to make a stealth check. No
Without advantage?
No advantage. Just a straight stealth check.
7. Oof. I rolled a 2.
Oof. Okay.
Your nighttime one, the actual going up there to Castle Neris, casting the spell, killing the guard, that goes off without a hitch. Getting home, however, you have to. They're very close. They were very close on your tail, and you had to kind of circumvent and go through buildings and alleyways just to lose them before making your way back toward Terrog's place. You feel like you got it okay, but we'll see what happens. You got 1 suspicion point.
So we're probably...
That's fun, though.
Upon hearing that, Charles will probably say, let's stick back to the invisibility, as fun as Shadow of Moyle is.
Maybe we'll do something like that again at the end.
Yeah, like that.
Okay then, Castle. Let's do a Tinker's check with advantage for you as you guys start on this quite large project. The only reason you have an advantage is because you got Terog there.
Plus 4.
Holy freaking crap,
30,
dude.
33? That's
That first
impossible level.
That first day, you guys get, I'm going to say, probably a third of the way through the entirety of the project. You get something to work. However, I will say this. You're making something that shakes the ground, correct?
Well, it kind of shakes building, like something that we can kind of prop under posts and buildings that kind of causes tremors.
Right. I need you to make a stealth check with advantage because testing this device might bring
Suspicion.
suspicion.
Okay. $20.
For this, you don't get your flash of genius, but it's still
I
enough.
get 4 a day.
Well,
I know.
this is
It's just
generalized.
Okay.
So
So it's just 16.
It's just 16. That still is enough. You
Okay.
didn't bring the bloodletters down on you, but yeah,
Sweet. So I tested it and it worked.
it worked.
So now I just need to replicate, and then we need to go place them, and that's going to be stealthy. Okay.
Yep.
But the placing is actually going to be easier because we can just invisible ourselves and go place them.
Charles, upon hearing about Wrath's kind of close encounter with the guards, he's going to, depending on who's out at one time, because Charles wouldn't want both Wrath and Donko out, he'd probably give his amulet to one of them. I don't know if that would give much or anything at all, but...
Just so you know, just so you're aware, Wrath's encounter with the guard was at night. It was like right at the start of when you were getting up and starting to do your dream casting. So none of them would be out past then.
Well, I mean, from now on is what I meant.
Oh, from now, okay, gotcha.
From now, after hearing about getting close, that's what I meant.
I gotcha. Okay.
And then I'll tell Castle. I'll tell Charles. I'll be like, next time I'll just lose them in the forest.
Yes, just don't bring them close.
Yeah. I could always take them into the forest and kill them slowly. And then hang them on trees
Yes.
out in the front.
Yes. That's all well and good, Wrath.
Donko,
Donko, indeed.
what sick and twisted things
I-
do you come up with?
I'm gonna be trying to find where they buried or disposed of the people that we've killed already, the patrols that we dealt with, or if they even did.
The patrols that you dealt with before,
Mm-hmm.
you
Or the
go
ones
out
that
there
came
and
out
are
with Prime.
untouched.
Untouched. I'm gonna animate all of them.
All of them.
I'm pretty sure I can. Let's see. Animate dead. Uh,
That was a solid 11 people between both
3,
groups.
4, 5, 6. Okay, so I can animate 7. I thought we did
Okay.
like a group of 6.
Okay.
So I animate 7.
So you go out to one patrol and you animate them.
Yeah, doing it at a higher level doesn't actually animate more, unfortunately, but I can assert over more
Right.
later. But I get 7 of them up. I'm going to go back into town, create fog cloud at. Wait, can I do fog cloud? No, that's a third.
That's second level, I believe.
Second.
Fog
level?
Cloud is
I think
second,
you're
yeah.
right.
So you should be
Where are
fine.
you hiding? Yeah, so fog cloud is 20-foot sphere, but I kind of want it to. Is it possible instead of a sphere, kind of across the ground instead, over a further distance?
I wouldn't say a further distance, but I could see it. You can
Dissipating.
control it to go a little bit lower than normal,
Okay.
and depending on the wind, it would probably blow in a certain direction. I could see that.
Okay. Well, I do that, make it look really ominous, and then I'm gonna have them shamble to the edge of town, not go into town, but just different parts of town from the fog, and just stand and watch from a distance, kind of creepily.
They are noticed, and they're not just noticed by the bloodletters, but some of the people too, the citizens, and the majority of them run into their homes, and the bloodletters kind of just watch until a couple of them run out to one of your zombies and attack it and kill it.
I'm going to just have them stand there, and they can make sounds. Technically, they can't speak, but they can make sounds, right?
Like moanings.
If I
yeah.
instruct them,
Generally,
can I have them cackle as they die?
Oh look.
Oh my gosh.
you absolutely can. I will I'm
Oh.
wholeheartedly up with this.
All right.
Okay. Oh gosh.
That was unexpected, but I love it.
I can just. Oh, that's creepy.
As oh gosh. As one by one they are slain by that same group of
Don't zombies? They can stand back up, right? After they go down, or is that only monster zombies? Not.
Well,
Well,
zombies have an ability that makes it so they might be able to take more than one hit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
These
fair enough.
ones don't. They dispatch them quickly, but echoing throughout the town, or at least the outskirts of town, you hear as your
Amazing.
zombies are finally cut down.
That
I
was a
need you
good
to
check.
make an intimidation check with advantage, please. Because not only did you animate people, but you animated their comrades. So yeah.
What was my negative again? 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2. So 11. It's pretty good for Donko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you hiding off in some bushes or in some areas where that you're pretty well, wood hidden.
I feel like
Mhm.
Donko could pretend to be a tree.
I could
not
just
be
Yeah.
and that'd probably be fine.
You know what? You could, minus the glowing orb in your center.
You would craft some like a stake or two, you know.
Take some bushes. But as you watch, you can see those who have seen it and who are close by, even that group, just looking very disturbed.
Good.
You okay, Nick?
Yeah, I'm
Max?
fine.
Okay. As they head in, and very nice. Okay.
Any change from the animals that day?
That day, no.
Okay.
You don't sense anything. You don't see anything. You do see, well, I will say you do see a couple more little ground rodents than you normally are used to, but you're not sure if that's what that's from.
Okay.
So, okay. Nicely done. Nighttime activities. Oh, stealth check.
Right. Okay. Don't screw me. Okay. 15. I think also -2. Wait. No, I get +2 for stealth. So 17.
17? That's
Mhm.
just enough.
Yes. Ooh, getting high.
Ooh.
We're getting up there, guys.
Mhm.
So, Charles for the night, he's gonna ask the Axebite brothers and Terog if there's a god that Misthaven kind of knew about or worshipped at all. Like, it doesn't have to be like the five; it could be anything.
Yeah. Let me...
Music's
Like
too
a
epic.
god of, preferably a good god of light, hope, charity, redemption, vengeance. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. Let me go grab something here.
Can't believe I'm choking on soda. This calls for more soda.
Fight fire with fire, in.
Oh yeah, it's like curing a
That's
hangover
exactly
with
how you
more
do it.
alcohol.
All right.
With the dog. Why does this sound like
I
Donkey
love the
Kong
music.
Yeah.
It's like a Donkey Kong level.
The one that they kind of list off a couple of the deities that are not quite like widely worshipped, because a lot of the people here do worship the five heroes. Um, he- Tarog's like, well, other than that, we have, uh, I don't know.
Is
Some of-
Dramar one of the worshipped? Like
yes,
consistently here? Okay.
some of the soldiers I know have talked about Kiri Juleth, god of honor, I believe. Um, but I don't know if it was worshipped or what. But that's what the other one I've heard of. And um, Gorvis kind of chimes in. Yeah, Kiri Juleth and some traveling. I heard of some traveling healers who worship Mishakal, I believe it's called.
Okay.
Um, that's they kind of look at each other. Those are the only ones we. Those are the only ones so I can remember.
Gotcha. All right. So, hearing that, Charles is probably going to discard those. So tonight, instead of all bloodletters, he is going to target who Charles in his spyings and everything, and everybody's like kind of reconnaissance. Who he considers the two main survivors of the civilians, like, or not the main survivors, the main, like, the public figures,
Influencers.
I guess.
Right, right.
Um,
Um,
and he will visit them in
Ralliers still
dreams.
left.
He will visit them in dreams as Dromar, but in a comforting way.
I
Saying,
gotcha.
you will see there will be many horrors around you, but you will not be affected, essentially.
Okay.
Well, wait, can he send people in? Because I can light my eyes up while I'm in there.
Well,
I
you
mean,
can make.
anybody can light their eyes up when they're in a dream.
Oh, that's true. Sorry.
Um, yeah. So let's see here.
So
You're gonna
basically,
do.
2 civilians, 6 bloodletters.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Make one intimidation check, and then I will say for the 2 civilians, you've seen. So in your reconnaissance, you found out that the old Woodsmith Guild, uh, the guild hall itself, part of it was burned and is now kind of patched up with some wood and patch, kind of a crappy patchwork job. Um, but that has actually been converted into a makeshift hospital.
Right. I remember you telling
And
us
there
that.
are two or three people who run the hospital who are kind of those are the ones who people come to for questions or for help of any kind. And they are able to kind of dole out the town's dwindling resources to those to the people. And um, you notice three of them specifically that uh, one's um, a half elven woman who has kind of grayish hair, older, uh, but from what you have seen, just very down to earth. Um, and the other one's a human man who is once again a little bit older, and who is more on the realm of healing. Um, and then the last one is a um, halfling man who is kind of in charge of making sure everybody in the hospital is not a part of the bloodletters. He's kind of, for lack of a better term, security of the hospital.
Gotcha. As much as he can.
Yeah, as much as he can without bringing down the wrath of the bloodletters. So you can choose either of those two. It's up to you. But for that, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay. So
With
the intimidation check was a 19 total, by the way.
Thank you.
And the persuasion check you were going to say with...
Just a straight persuasion check.
Okay. 25 for the persuasion check.
Okay. All right. As the day, as the morning comes, Charles, you go back to sleep. A very successful night. Those individuals you contacted to bolster and to help boost the morale, they started off tentative, but at the end of the dream, you feel like they really believed and they really were their morale was boosted. And you gained a morale point. Day 4. Let's start
I'd
off
like to
with
start day 4 because mine's gonna last morning to night,
okay.
basically.
Ooh.
It's gonna be simple. I don't even have to leave the hut. I'm just going to skywrite a bugbear skull, kind of like, Harry Potter, Deathly
Yeah.
Mark style,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of
Oh, yeah.
floating for I can do up to 10 hours. Just
I like
hovering in the sky.
I like it.
I love druids. They're so great.
Yeah, really. Intimidation check, please.
All right.
Please, intimidation check with advantage.
With advantage, thank you, because that was a 10. Come on. Okay, a 15. So
13.
when it's 2, 13. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. All right. You you write this skull in the sky, and people are looking at it. Both bloodletters and citizens. Some of the citizens, however, look more in awe, but then quickly avert their eyes into the ground as they move forward. Okay. So that's Donko all day. Let's go castle first here or next. Make another tinkering check with advantage, please, to continue making these insane devices. 30.
Oh my gosh.
I get
Freaking
plus
30.
10. I get plus 10 to
Yeah, you're
it.
good. No, yeah, you're good. Dude,
Good lord.
I'm loving this.
Huh.
Okay.
If anything, the special effects will be fantastic. We'll hope the plot of the movie is good.
So, yeah, no. The day before, you were in such a good spirit as you guys started and finished it, and you got it working. The second day, just as easy as you got a second one built, and it is identical, and you don't even have to test it. You're so keen that it is working. So well done. Very well done. All right. Wrath.
I'm just gonna do the 2 rounds of invisible killing.
Cool.
This time with Charles's amulet.
Okay.
Cool.
So I make make 2 attack rolls plus 2d4. 1d4 for each. Yeah, okay, that's 19's fine. Yeah, okay, sure. Alrighty. Okay. So you managed to find another 6 people, both morning and night. Or like not both, but total. Um, and very easily just at one of them you behead 2 all at one time and then just gut the other one. And the third one, or the on the second trip out there, you take down one. The other 2 look at each other, look at you, pull out weapons, and start attacking you. Parry one, cut down one, parry it, cut down him, and then the other one's coming at you. You just stand there, grab his weapon, grab his throat, and just snap as his eyes go wide with fear.
Then
There's that. Now I need you to make 2 stealth checks with advantage because once again you're invisible.
Does he get to add
That
we're gonna run out of stealth pretty soon here.
invisibility is saving you guys' butts.
Oof,
Does he still get to add a
Team
D4 because
19.
of the amulet?
Not for these ones. This is the
General
general
stealth.
check.
Okay, got it.
The first one, you don't quite cover your tracks as well as you should have.
Is it okay if I purposely like go way out into the forest and then around the entire city to Tarogs, or
Yeah, you can.
I mean, I think it's kind of implied you do that anyway.
Yeah, it still doesn't.
okay, yeah,
You gain 1 more suspicion point. That's all.
Mm.
guys, we have to roll real high now for stealth.
And the other one succeeded, so the DC went up. But that was very good. That was very good. Okay. Charles.
Charles tonight is going to so during the like reconnaissance that we have, I'm assuming there are some left hand and right hand of spear. Maybe. Or
You,
something equivalent.
to be honest, you really haven't seen a whole lot of spear recently.
We haven't been targeting spear with any dreams, by the way.
I know.
Okay, good.
You still haven't seen a whole lot of him.
Or anybody who's in charge.
I mean, each patrol, each group has one that's in charge. And I will say you have seen one individual, Goliath, that people have, or that the Bloodletters have kind of went and answered to when they get back from patrol, but you're not sure if they're just like a middleman or if they're actually in charge.
Okay. Charles is going to do 6 civilians, and then he's going to cast Dream twice on the Goliath.
Okay.
Give him 2 hours or however long dream, of just a longer, more awful. Like trying to guarantee that his long rest doesn't have any effect with
Oh,
the,
gotcha. Okay.
but like mostly longer dream, more awful, more harrowing.
Yeah, no, his wisdom saves are crap. Okay. Um, okay. Let's go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Let's go with advantage because you're doing more civilians this time.
Nat 20 for a
This is going
total of
really well.
29.
Okay, you gain one more morale point. And yeah. Um, you cast a spell on, or you cast a spell on the Goliath, and then you cast it on him again when he goes back to sleep. And both times you give him the instant nightmare. The second time you see as the nightmare starts up again, his eyes go wide, and there is genuine fear in them. Then the dawn comes.
All right.
Okay,
Perfect.
let's do castle. Tinker's check for me, please, if that's what you're continuing. How many of these do you want to make? I'm just wondering.
Um, I need one for every major building.
Okay.
There are
Like
That they occupy, I assume.
that, yeah.
I'd say, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how many.
so obviously the
Here.
tavern, maybe 2 for the castle,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
and then something.
Okay.
I have four just to be safe to place them around. And then I'm probably also going to want to make a couple extra fog machines.
Okay. Fair enough. In that case, make two Tinker's checks. One with advantage and one not.
Okay. One with advantage.
In the meantime, Charles is going to talk to Donko after he heard him do the skull.
Mhm.
And is there a universally recognized symbol of Dramar?
Three.
Mm,
Like an axe, maybe? His axe seems pretty iconic.
you could try it, yeah.
But basically telling him, try to like something that means Dromar is here and powerful, or just his like. Because I've been probably. Actually, you know what? I would tell Donko, can you just draw a nice little depiction of Dromar, and Charles will do a minor illusion of how he's been depicting him?
Um, Technically, Skywrite can't really be too complicated.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a DM ruling, I think, because it's technically words or very basic
You could,
symbols.
I would say you could probably do a silhouette, but
Mm, I probably wouldn't get the point across.
probably not. No.
Yeah,
And
okay.
when it comes to symbols of Dramar, the symbology you've seen has kind of varied. His attribute is that of strength. So you have seen um,
Battle axe.
a battle axe. You have seen an axe. You have seen a big hammer or maul. You've also seen in Feyheim specifically. You saw a lot of the followers of Jamar that had just like a muscly arm kind of thing. Um, but that's the general gist of
Okay.
that.
Charles is going to do a little expedition of his own before, like during the times when he's not giving people dreams and he is a small amount of time where he's awake. Um, so in the center of that big square in the main town, is
Hmm.
there like a fountain there?
There is.
Awesome. Charles is going to ask for invisibility from Castle, real quick.
Yeah, sure.
He gets that, goes out into town, finds a nice place to hide, and will cast from 120 feet away Major Image.
Easy enough. You find a good place to hide.
And I will create the exact depiction of Dromar I have been putting in people's dreams, down to every detail that I've been doing. And it will be floating quietly, silently above the. It'll kind of look like, kind of more just like the top body, and then like fade out at the bottom, like a ghost, like an actual like
Okay.
image, and
Right,
just
right.
sitting there like staring off to the castle.
Okay. I think we just lost the
We
music.
did. Could we get the music back? My videos got
Yeah.
screwed up.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, easy enough. That is okay.
And then using one spell slot for that, and then the other spell slot I'm going to use for invisibility on myself to get out of there.
Okay. Stealth check with advantage, please.
All right.
Also, I'm gonna need Wrath to practice flying, just a test flight inside
That's smart.
Tarog's house,
That is smart.
just so we can get used to the feeling.
Okay, sounds good.
Easy
It'll
enough.
be fun.
Yeah, no.
I was like, I'm just gonna like cast it one night, just like be like, okay, Wrath, I want you to like get used to feeling flying, and just be like, and all of a sudden, like my contraption comes out and glows, and he starts flying.
19 total.
Like,
19 succeeds. And the DC increases.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to speak with everybody this night.
Before
like Wrath just needs to know how it feels to fly.
okay. We'll get to that speaking in just a second. Donko, anything?
Yes. So this one I can cast from a really far distance, 300 feet.
Wow.
And it's 1 hour. It is a 100-foot cube starting from the door of the keep. It is a strong gust of wind blowing away from the keep. So anyone who goes out gets pushed. Anyone who tries to get in can't.
Control.
And yeah, it's basically for every foot that they move, it's an extra foot of movement to make that.
So,
yeah.
5 feet of movement is actually 25.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's really hard for them to get back in, and once they are out, like it's rough. That'll last for an hour. I'm gonna do it during the busiest time.
Of course. Go ahead and make an intimidation check with advantage, because this is insane.
Weird dice. Oh, 18, so 16.
16. Hey, very nice.
And I don't actually want to go back to the house at this point immediately.
Okay.
I'm going to go into the forest for the rest of the day until nighttime.
That's fair.
Because I'm going to keep trying to talk to animals pretty much all day.
Charles would recommend to Donko, if you're trying to talk to animals, it might be smart to be them at the same time. Because you can do that, right?
Oh, yeah!
Because I'm pretty sure you can cast Speak with Animals and then turn into an animal and keep concentrating on it.
Sure, yeah. So I'll do that. I'll turn into an elegant badger.
Elegant badger. I like it.
Yes.
Just a reminder, the forest is a day away.
Oh, it's not like
No.
I was picturing like a field and then forest.
No, it's a massive meadow.
Groundhogs.
Meadow creatures.
But it's the town is right in the middle of it, and it's a day to the north of Lost Lake Woods and a day to the south of Lost Lake Woods.
Then I'm actually going to become a mole and just kind of speak to all the various plains creatures, the rats and the rabbits and.
Then in that case, go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
Foxes, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, there's definitely foxes out there.
Some foxes.
I literally just googled animals that live in the plains.
Natural 20.
Oh.
4 and 18.
Still an
Touche.
You start talking to several different animals. The other moles, you kind of get the sense of we can't see a freaking thing above ground.
They can smell them.
So no thank you. But then you talk to a fox, and the fox is like, I have friends. I can find friends. and more friends, and we can go and beat stinky people.
Perfect.
Yes, that's what I'll do. And he scampers off.
Good.
But you feel
Sneaky
good about it.
foxes. Yeah, that's
Wow,
probably
yeah.
smart.
What does the fox say?
Ha ha ha.
Alrighty then, moving on. Um, real quick, I need Charles and Wrath. No, yeah, Charles and Wrath. Just roll a straight d20 for me, please. And tell me what you get.
8.
18.
Okay. We'll keep that in mind. Wrath, you wanted to talk to people? Actually, no, we got to do this now. Charles, that day, as you are sleeping, as sleep takes hold, you slip into that floating expanse that affords each restful sleep. And for a while, you do just that, float. Float in comforting darkness. But eventually, like all good night's sleep, you open your eyes to greet the day, but you are not in Tarog's house. Instead, you find yourself floating above a dark blue liquid. No smells fill your nostril, and a dim light shines directly above you. Surrounding you are 7 figures cloaked in shadow. You find that you cannot move and you cannot make any noise. One of the figures steps forward. This is enjoyable. The poor whelp doesn't even know what's happening. Can I cut him too, please? Can I cut into him, dear sister? Oh, please. Another steps forward, still cloaked in shadow. You cannot. This is a dream state, brother. We went over this. No harm, just observe. And I agree, I do find this enjoyable. This must be the reason why he and his band have been using this form of torture to the occupants of that town. Very interesting. Another figure on the other side chimes in. His voice is calm and collected, but there's a small hint of annoyance at the first speakers. This form of torture is a sound tactic when facing a larger force. Much better than prattling on like an illithid's mind slave. A fourth speaker, next to the third one, chimes in. So, can it do anything but stare at us? Those small eyes are making me uncomfortable. The second speaker, the woman, answers, Of course, it can do more. You need patience, Grand Commander. Your role as the Queen's spy will work out in your favor. Don't you worry. It's just inhabited by the dream. Inhibited by the dream that we've constructed. Not much need to have it do anything else. It can hear us, though, so please, so great Commander, hold your tongue on matters of importance. The individual who was just addressed huffs, annoyed but stays silent. The first figure hunches over you. Well, we have it here. What shall we do with it? Can it answer questions? I lost my place, dang it. He then turns more to you. Answer these questions, and I'll stick your corporeal form with my knife. There are a few chuckles from some of the other figures, but then a sigh from the second figure that seems to supersede all. Brother, We really need to work on your interrogation tactics. Besides, I've made it so it cannot speak. A simple trick of removing the vocal cords while within this dream space. So much potential here, and she kind of looks around. I now understand why the enemy uses this space regularly as torture. The first figure turns to look at his sister. I see another venture forming in that brilliant head, sister. Please tell, please tell. Not yet, brother. Events must unfold first. For now, let us send this one with a parting gift. And with that, you watch as the 7 figures around you, one by one, turn into horrific creatures of nightmare.
Mm.
And as they descend upon you, ripping and tearing into your flesh, you slowly awaken from your nightmare, finding yourself crashing in your bedroll. Go ahead, make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. $16. Do I...
Not sure you can consciously do that.
No, I only give my amulet when Wrath is out. Would Wrath be out at this time?
During the day, probably.
Okay.
No, 3D. You take 9 points of psychic damage. And for that section of your long rest, you do not gain the benefits. As you wake up with Gorvis kneeling above you, trying to hold you down. Is everything okay? What? Wake up! Wake up! And he starts like smacking your face.
Gorvis, thank you.
Oh,
Hmm.
that must
I
have
don't
been
know
one
if
very
everything is
dream.
alright. It appears someone is using our tactics against... Just used the same tactic I am using on others on me. Next time we get everyone together, I'd like to speak to them.
I think Wrath wanted to talk tonight, so I think we'll be ready. And with that, we will move to that conversation, Wrath. You get back from your final outing, some blood on your shoulder, as you had, as you do, and you decide you need to talk to everybody. And you get everyone there. Everyone's awake and ready.
So I was thinking, we are here in this poor man's house. Slowly, I can kind of tell we're slowly being discovered. Um, I know we have some time still, I'm sure, but the more I go out, the more I feel suspicion growing. I was thinking we could move our staying place to somewhere else. I was thinking the forest, but then I thought, oh no, the forest is really far away. So then I stopped thinking, and that was it. Thank you, everybody.
Tarag's just looking at you, looks at Castle. Is what? Castle, can you
I'm
please
just gonna like
translate?
turn around and walk toward a room to sleep. I don't know.
Wrath, if you would stay for a moment.
Oh yes.
During my rest this morning, I have been invaded in my dream, much like I have been invading in others. 7 dark figures, all speaking in various tones of voice with different personalities. Really just haughtily talking over me, like I like to do when I'm in someone's dream. They knew about what we were doing to Misthaven. They seemed mildly impressed. Or, at least interested, obviously, to invade a dream of mine. I don't know who they were, but if they know of me, they probably know of the rest of us. And I don't know who they were nor their goals, but I wanted you all to be aware there is something big potentially watching us. Perhaps not related to currently what's happening right now, but I don't like what's happening. I'm by the way, I would round this up only with the Sentinels, I wanted to clarify. When I said everybody's here, I meant the Sentinels.
That's fair. You guys managed
Did
to.
you? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Did
And
you describe what they told you?
I would
to us?
describe basically as much as I could remember.
I have a thought. The way that they spoke, militaristic and vengeful almost. They mentioned mind flayers. Perhaps these are the remaining forces that were mentioned
And the
by
gift.
those two Gith that we dealt with previously.
I entertained that thought a little bit, but I wasn't certain. But if you believe that is them, then I am prone to trust your judgment on that, Donko.
We should continue assuming they may or may not be, but from their tone, they're not. I don't think they're an immediate threat, but they might, just out of spite, throw a wrench in our plans. I think Wrath had the right idea. I think we should relocate. Just be on the safe side.
Yes. Dream, it only, as far as I understand, it only works if you're on the same plane of existence as the one you attempt to.
They've already moved.
So,
Here.
whoever invaded my dream, they are on this planet. They are not where Githyanki are normally from. Or they are not in where Githyanki normally stay. They are somewhere in this world.
That's extra concerning.
Yep. Anyway, good night.
Okay.
Because I am half familiar with the spells that people are able to cast. Dang it, that doesn't work. I was gonna see if Intellect Fortress lasted longer than it does, but it doesn't. Because our local artificer can cast it, and it basically creates a fortress around your mind, but it only lasts for about an hour, so that wouldn't help me during a sleep.
Well, I guess not.
You had to do this right before I was level 10, and I had a literal ability in my subclass that prevents this.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. This is
Yeah,
what I
but now
get
you
for
might want to
creating a
let them
great
in because you're
idea.
intrigued.
Anyway.
What was that, Michael?
Michael, did you say I should probably let them in because I'm intrigued and I do want to hear more from them?
I
Uncle
think he
would.
knows.
Oh, it does look like
But
he
as
froze.
Max knows, Donka would let a demon
Wait,
possess the
okay,
ball,
what?
So.
That's true. Did you say I might let them in anyway because I want to hear from them?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's true. Hearing them...
Yeah, I mean, you're a crazy person enough that you would want to.
That's fair, yeah. I would like to know more about people that are invading my mind so I can stop them from doing that.
I think that's fair. All right. That there. Okay. Day 6. The morning comes.
This is where the fun begins.
Donko, what do you have?
aren't we going to relocate first?
Yes.
Yeah, we should probably do that. The question is where.
Can you dig a hole?
I bet you have
Yeah.
a spell that could make a very nice hole.
I could just turn into a really big creature that can dig a hole.
That'd
Remember
make a
the
big
badger?
pile of dirt. Can we like do something magical that's less noticeable?
Not at this level. The one that Keyleth uses is like a 6th level spell, I think.
Here, let me check real quick.
I don't remember that
It would
one,
have to be
but
a
I don't
druid
have it.
spell, but
We could spread the dirt out. It's not a big deal. Is
I
it?
know it's just easier if it's magic and also less noticeable.
Well, if he can turn into like a badger, it doesn't matter how
mean-
far away we are. He can like dig like into the city from far away.
I could make us. I could spend the entire 6th and 7th day just making a collection of tunnels that lead us around the town. But
I
then the
think
town
that
would
would
have
be
permanent tunnels.
But then I only need those 4 because I can shake the whole town using the tunnel system.
well. I think you'd have to get a bit closer to the buildings to shake them. But-
Yeah, I was thinking you just to not mess with the foundations, you'd have to go 20 feet down at least. So
Yeah, I think what you should do is you should spend. You can Skywrite is concentration, right?
yes,
Okay. You can technically
turning into the
Skywrite
day.
and be a badger at the same time.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep doing the skull over and over, I feel like
I
that
mean,
would be
I
a
would only
good-
be able to do it once because it's an hour-long spell,
Okay.
and I guess I could do it twice, but I'd need to spend all my time in the wild shape as getting as much tunnel dug as possible.
That's fair. Okay. All right. I think making a tunnel base should be our priority for the next 2 days. And
Okay. We can do
keeping
that.
maybe keeping your interactions to distant. I have what Charles would probably recommend is basically telling Wrath that he could take the Ring of Spell Storage and from 90 feet away he can cast Confusion on a group of patrollers, which would absolutely sow chaos among them.
And I'm gonna be really upset about it, but then I'm gonna go do it because Charles told me to.
So
I'm also
that's
going to send Risa to help with his wild shape digging. And at night, when he has to take a break, she can keep digging.
I think I can polymorph her into something that can dig. I don't know. Can I affect?
Polymorph expect constructs.
It says targets spell transforms a creature that you can see. The construct, not technically a creature, but technically
is a
neither am
creature.
I. You know, so like
Steel Sentinel is technically a creature. It's a
Is it?
construct creature, but
I'd say it works if you're down for it.
okay, yeah, it should be easy enough. It's a concentration up to an hour, so she can help me for an hour.
Cool.
I can actually cast it 3 times, but I can only wild shape twice. So
well, even if she can't, she can use shovels and stuff. Just let her use her shovel.
yeah, but as a giant badger, a giant mole, or something, I can just, and just glide through it.
Okay.
actually
So the next-
to make it more safe for Wrath, I wouldn't do Confusion. I would actually give him Hunger of Hadar.
Okay.
Which is a 20-foot radius sphere of magical darkness and awfulness.
Okay.
That lasts
So
for a minute.
Wrath, what are you doing while they are tunneling?
So I'll take the ring that Charles put together for me. Can you do it in morning and at nighttime?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Like
And I'll
at
do
the
the
when I'm
Hunger of
starting
Hadar.
sleep and when I'm waking up from sleep. And you can cast Hunger of Hadar from 150 feet away, which is much more safe than 90.
So I'll get as far away as I can from the bigger groups of guards or bloodletters that I can find.
Okay. So the morning, you go out and you find a decent group. Cast a spell. It does some pretty decent damage. It actually manages to kill 3 of them.
Nice. The void creates a warp in the fabric of space.
Intimidating.
Then I need you to make a stealth check on that one.
Okay.
Nice.
21.
Very nice. That succeeds, and the DC goes up one more time. In the evening time, you kind of rest the rest of the day, you get that spell recharged. You go back out, and it's very weird. You see people out. You don't see any bloodletters. And as you kind of move around and maneuver through the streets,
Who is this?
Wrath,
Okay.
in the evening time, the sun is just about to go down. You have about a half hour left. And as you're looking around, there are no bloodletters, no patrols, no signs of bloodletters until you reach the castle. You see dozens of bloodletters held up on the walls. They've created a barrier, and it seems like they are holding themselves up in the castle walls. You can see some of them are barely staying awake. All of them have big, wide eyes. They're just looking around, frantic, trying to see any form of weirdness.
This is where the fun begins.
And I'll run back and let everybody know.
Okay. Because you didn't do anything, you don't have to make a stealth check on this one.
Cool.
You burst into Tarog's house as sneakily as best as you can. You find Tarog and Castle over in a corner. They have actually, real quick, Castle, go ahead and make another Tinker's check with advantage to see how far you got with this. With a fourth one.
Wait, with advantage?
Yes, sir.
Uh, 25, yeah.
25, yeah. Easily enough. You get a fourth one completely constructed, and you're feeling really good about the four of them. You see them, so Wrath, you burst in, you see them on the over the side. Charles is still asleep at this point, just kind of on the edge of waking up, and no sign of Donko or Risa.
Cool. I'll tell Castle and Charles. Everybody's in the castle.
Really?
All the bloodletters are in the castle, at least.
Interesting.
And you did notice that the people who live there, the citizens of Misthaven, there's a little bit more of a pep to their step as they're walking around. But that is what you see.
Yeah, I'll
At
let
the
them know
end-
everything.
At the end of day 6, that's what is what you see.
So, if we just take the 4 finished Quakers, put them
Ooh.
all under the castle, we could attack the next day and flush these guys out already.
Huh.
I'm not there, but I assume I get told this later.
Absolutely, yeah.
I was really committed to the Fortnight of Fear, but I guess it can be a week of fear.
The half fortnight of fear.
The half fortnight? Nah. The facade of fear. I don't know. Huh. Let's get all the sentinels together and we'll convene.
So as the sun sets, Donko, you return. Where were you creating or building this tunnel, by the way? From
So,
Terra? Or
if I recall the map properly, 4 is where we're at, right?
Yeah.
Terog's house. And the castle ward's the big thing in the top right, of course.
Yep.
That's where they're at. I was gonna build it off to the right, just kind of in that big field area.
Okay.
And then I was gonna have a tunnel run under the fort to the opposite side, where it says Misthaven on the top of the map, near the
Okay.
path.
So
And then one path on the other end by the T of 2 chords.
what is the burrow speed?
It's pretty decent. I don't know. I think oddly enough, the Badger is the fastest, biggest digger.
Giant badger.
10
10-foot burrow.
10-foot burrow.
So every 60 seconds, 10 feet of badger-sized hole.
Every 6
I
seconds.
think there's one that digs better, but I think he's the biggest, so he digs the biggest tunnels.
That we could all fit in. And we'd probably want you to make it too wide so we could actually walk comfortably through it.
Yeah. I mean, if it's the giant badgers like people, badger.
You know, that's fair.
Yeah.
Giant badgers are big. They are giant
they are.
after all.
Yeah. No, I can see you making.
I just want like 2 alternate escape tunnels, essentially.
Well, that entire day of how long can you go wild shape?
I've forgotten. I think it's half my level in hours,
And
normally.
you can recharge it on a short rest.
and I can charge on a short rest.
And you get 2 charges. So
Right. So that's
9 hours.
4 hours. Yeah, 9 hours, 10 hours of. Okay, yeah. So 10 hours moving, let's say 100 feet every. No, it's more than 100 feet. Oh yeah, okay. Within that day, you're able to burrow from where you started the hole
It's a lot of work.
over, probably at least to the castle wall, maybe a little bit in towards the castle.
Okay, so I don't have the escape paths, but I can get us to the castle from
Not
there.
quite yet, no.
Okay, that's fine. That's really all we need it now at this point, anyway. Although Donko didn't know that at the time.
Again, you're not exactly sure where because you didn't surface, but you dug down, what, 20 feet?
Yeah.
And then you just kind of continued that way. Yeah. No.
And Donko's wise as heck, so like,
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know if wise equals math, but it does equal like,
Street smarts.
yeah, maybe
Tunnel smarts.
tunnel smart.
Tunnel smart. All right. Wisdom equals tunnel smarts. D&D for you. All right. Okay. One sec.
Sure.
Okay.
So do we want to go ahead and attack, or do we want
I
to wait
don't
for our tunnels
know.
to be
I
completely
still
done?
have some pretty serious plagues I haven't unleashed on them.
You know, I do want Donko to do some of the big stuff first.
Yeah.
Baby.
I was gonna do 8 swarms of rats and eat all their food storage out of the keep that they're stuck in there.
Looks
and
just like you,
then-
Josh.
Wait a second. hey, Donko. How
Yeah.
much do you feel like your call lightning could cover that entire castle?
Call lightning is a
It creates a cloud,
120 feet range, 60-foot radius.
60-foot radius. So
So I could batter the
literally
castle.
make a cloud above the castle and batter
Yeah.
it for an hour.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
that's pretty good.
Wow. Every minute there would be 10 lightning strikes.
That's amazing.
Yep.
I did the math. If they all failed their saves, by the way, that's 990 damage.
Total. That's a lot of damage.
In a full
That's
hour,
a lot
right?
of damage.
All right.
And I guess if they succeed their saves, that's 445 damage
However, it has to be to a point that you can see.
in the sky.
No,
Yeah.
the lightning strike has to
495.
be to a point that you can see.
Yeah. So I could cast it, wild shape into a bird, and just stay up there and just
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, that'll work. Yeah.
Choose a
bat
point
of the
you can see
castle.
under the cloud. That makes sense.
Anyone who sticks their head near a window, lightning bolt.
As freaking
That-
disgusting as that is, I
Oh,
love it.
that's
Yeah.
so great.
Just
I
combine that with the tremors and just absolutely obliterate the entire castle.
Listen,
Yeah.
if there was my next character is going to be an illusionist druid. This thing's like this is amazing.
Yeah.
oh, boy.
I love Druid.
Okay. Well then, in that case, let's before we move on to that night, Charles, are you doing any dreams?
Oh yeah. I'm assuming because a lot of the bloodletters are not letting themselves sleep right now.
Potentially.
It might be a bit harder to get them. So I'm going to do half and half. 4
Okay.
bloodletters, 4 civilians.
Okay.
I think it would be good if we could figure out if Spear is actually here or not. We haven't seen him.
That's true.
I can scry on him.
It doesn't matter that much, but I would be interested to know if he's not.
Yeah, if Donko could scry on him for just one time, that'd be nice.
Requires a focus worth 1,000 gold points. I think. Did we sort that out previously? I'm gonna check my inventory. I feel like I was making one. Or that was something else, maybe. No, it was for
Right.
find familiar.
Well, there
Yeah,
are
I don't have a really
alternatives.
expensive focus. I
There's
can't scry.
alternatives like divination, and
Yeah. Divination.
even I think commune with nature could probably tell you.
Let's try divination. It's more exact than
True.
commune with nature. So the next day, I'd want to divination at them and ask the current location of Spear.
Does divination do
believe-
sentence answers, or is it yes or no?
Maybe.
It depends on the question and the god.
You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days.
Right. I would say asking where the person is would not fit under those circumstances.
Or
the goal, event, or activity.
So you could
I
ask
feel
if
like an
he's
event
there
could
or if
be,
he's close.
would he still be there in 7 days? Or will he still be there tomorrow? Would be a better way to phrase it. You could
Yeah.
also do commune with nature, which...
yeah. Or I could ask, has he already left due to our action? No, that's too vague. Yeah. Will he still be here for us to assault him tonight?
Okay. You cast the spell. Do you have the material components for that?
Oh, right. This one has incense and spell consumes. Is that the
A
thing that we were
sacrificial
making?
offering
Everyone, I made like a
appropriate
bunch
to your
of
religion, together
I made a
worth...
bunch of carvings for this. I just
Right,
don't remember
that's
if I
right,
used
that's
them
what you
all. I
did.
did. I used them all already, though. I don't have any in my inventory,
Okay.
so I don't have any at the moment.
Hmm.
So no, I can't divination. And spells are complicated.
Yeah, they are.
All right, let's try commune with nature then.
Literally, this is the most complicated plan I could ever make, so...
Could we just attempt to
Oh,
enter
this
his
one doesn't
dream?
have a material cost. So, knowledge of the land within 3 miles of you in caves or other natural and settings, raised 300 feet, doesn't function where nature has been replaced, such as dungeons and towns. So no, can't do that here.
Okay, I'm checking spells right
I can
now.
just send my owl to like peer through windows.
Yeah, you can
until he
turn into
finds
a
him.
rat, or you
Or I
can
can turn
send your
into a rat.
owl.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. You can do that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't need
let's
rest.
just say
Just
while I was
spend the night
digging,
with
he
your
was
team.
scouting all day.
Sure, of course.
Try and find him.
That night, you get back from digging, and he comes back and kind of lands in your neck folds and goes, You kind of get the telepathic sense that he did see a big bugbear with a big spear and a big shield.
Excellent.
He wasn't sure if that's who he was supposed to find, but um, yeah. He also says that they are freaked out.
Good.
Oh,
Good.
Oh, wait.
I have a thing that I want to use.
Ryan, you can
So
do locate creature.
Do I have locate creature?
You do. It's a 4th level druid spell.
4th. That's where it was. I was looking at 5th. Locate creature. Yep. He's familiar to me. A bit of fur from a bloodhound. I just turn into a bloodhound.
It doesn't turn into a bloodhound. Well, I mean, it's not cost anything, but yeah, that's funny. I like that.
Yeah.
Good. Cool.
okay, wait. So before the owl or whatever he sent out went out,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to cast Beast Sense as a ritual.
Ooh.
So I can touch a willing beast, and for the duration of the spell, which is up to an hour, I can see through his eyes. So wherever he
very
saw,
advanced.
I totally forgot about that spell. I have that too. Good thinking.
so I can
Cool.
know exactly who was Spear and where he was.
Easily enough. You actually, while you were out that night and saw all the bloodletters in the castle, you look up and you see a squirrel in a tree. You kind of reach up, and very Disney princess-ish, you kind of let it jump onto your hand. You cast the spell and then you send it towards into the castle itself, and you see in there, um, there are, you count somewhere around 50 people moving about, getting things set up. They're adding more to the barricade out front. They're kind of stopping up some of the holes that. Hold on there, Charles.
Sorry.
Um,
I'm just really happy they're all in one place now.
Makes it really easy. Yeah.
Because Wall of Light now works.
Ooh.
What?
Or daylight even. 2 daylights.
Yeah.
But you see Spear kind of in the back, directing people, getting things set up, yelling at some other people who are you can't hear what he's saying, but you can see that he is ticked off. And one guy comes up to him and starts like talking and looking like he's complaining. Spear just full on backhands him across the face,
Nice.
sending him to the ground, and then the individual scurries off and just starts doing what Spear said. But he is there, and he is upset.
Action.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's make sure this kid doesn't get any dice. That would be very, very bad. Okay. So, that night, you said you were going to split the dreams between
Yes.
people. Okay. Make a persuasion check, make an intimidation check.
Gotcha.
One of each.
Persuasion. Intimidation. Wow. Okay. 17 and 18.
Good on both. Okay. Okay. Morning comes.
In the morning, Charles will talk to Donko, and I know we talked about a little bit about the Gaius spell that you can cast.
Yes.
I feel like it could be appropriate to try and hit a few of them with this now. Telling them to leave or suffer the consequences of the Chaos spell.
I can do that. I'm gonna do a combo spell though.
Alright, yeah, do what you want. Anyway.
Wait. It's concentration? It's not, so I can actually do 3. Alright, so did they clean up the bodies that they killed the zombies? Are they still there?
The zombies?
The ones that they
If you want to go out and check, you
Do
can.
barbarians clean?
I'm just gonna use a
Does a bear
detect
poop in the
object at
toilet?
that point because they're not creatures anymore.
Yeah.
They're there?
They are.
I'm going to go around, reanimate them, send them to stand outside the keep with the laughing skull in the clouds again. And then I'm going to target the guy that Max was targeting earlier, the guy who was giving commands. The guy that they're reporting to. He's still
The
there.
Goliath.
There's a 60. I can be 60 feet away from him to do this. And I'm going to command him with Gaius to basically, for the next
So
30 days.
Could he? I don't know. I don't know if you could. I think you'd have to target someone who's outside the keep because I think he's probably inside.
That I can see within range. You're right.
so you get your zombies up
Okay.
and over to the castle. Or over to the outside the walls.
hmm
You see the barricade they have created all night long is as tall as the walls, made of furniture, made of stones, made of anything that they could find, and it completely seals it off.
I'm just gonna have him laugh outside the walls then.
Okay.
I want them
You
to be able to
see,
hear it.
you see about a dozen of the bloodletters up on the walls, looking down at these figures that stepped forward, and then the laughing starts, and they get particularly freaked out. A couple of them kind of back away. One of them, excuse me, one of them drops his weapons, puts his hands over his ears to try and stop the
Okay.
try and stop the laughter, but it continues and pervades. No one comes out.
Well, then one of those that I can see, whichever one looks the highest ranking or the biggest of them. Is there a
From this
Goliath
distance,
or...
it's kind of difficult to see or to tell.
Also, were you gonna?
Um,
Did you do the call lightning thing?
No, I can do that after.
Oh.
Or no, because I did the zombies, so I can do that tomorrow.
All right.
So I'm just gonna target a random one, 60 feet then, and do Gaius, and have him, run into the keep. The end is near. We have to leave or we'll all die. He's got to act completely mad for the next 30 days, or else he takes 5 to 10 psychic damage.
Of course, he has to fail a wisdom save, but I'm assuming he does.
He's got to fail a wisdom against
what's your
DC
DC?
17.
I rolled a 13 plus 1.
It's better than I thought it'd be. Thinking -2.
So you are kind of sitting there in the shadows of the houses that are below the wall. The wall goes up probably a good 30 feet, maybe 35 feet. But you look up, you find one of the ones who was covering his ears, and you target him with a spell. And you're okay. And he immediately takes his hands off, looks around, and starts shouting and screaming and running down towards the main encampment, the main group. And you can hear more shouts and more screams and more yells. And some of them are confused shouts, and some of them are angry shouts. but seem to take hold.
Good. Good. I'm out of big spells, and I'm focusing 3 of my level 2s on just keeping that skull up for 3 hours.
Sounds good.
If you can target Spear with that, get him to
I'd
come
have to
out to
see
fight
him.
me, I've got to figure out how to fight him alone.
I can hit him with all sorts of funky stuff.
I believe you can.
I can make him just not be able to see you, I think. With hallucinatory terrain, I think I can hide you in it.
I
Or
mean, I want him
make
to
it
be able
like,
to see me.
oh,
So,
okay. You want to kill him, kill him. I can just buff you then. That'd probably be better. Make you
Skywrite
stronger.
can do 10 words. I
Mhm.
feel like it could be appropriate to just send a direct message. Just
Okay. I'm
bloodletters
just gonna do
leave.
2 words. Get out.
Ooh. That's great.
On the 3rd hour, the skull making the
Skull
laughing.
changes into a
Yeah, making the laughing, and the zombies are laughing to make the sound. And then the 3rd hour changes to get out, and all the zombies start groaning and like smacking at the walls and stuff,
Okay.
just harassing them.
I will put a little bit of my own flavor on this if this is okay.
Absolutely.
You change the skywrite. Instead of just, fading and then morphing into Get Out, it almost starts to vomit itself up into the words Get Out. And starts, sorry, and starts concaving and creating the words out of its own mouth.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Um, okay. Anything else you guys want to do for this 7th day? Oh, make an intimidation check, Donko.
Right.
With advantage, please.
Oh, which dice? We'll do the dark ones. 8 and 6. So 6.
6. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. You all. Yeah, okay. Anything else you guys want to do that day? Castle, everything is built. Would you like to go and install them real quick?
Yes.
Okay.
We have a tunnel system, right?
You have a bit of a tunnel that goes kind of directly towards the castle. You can kind of set it up down there, and it would probably your calculations your calculations kind of tell you that yes, it should shake a ton of stuff up above,
Perfect.
especially if you kind of pump them into overdrive.
Cool. They're only meant to be used this one time, so
We'll do
I'm
it
good
on
with that.
Boxing Day.
Okay. You will know though that it might be a little dangerous for the person who sets them off. For the tunnel system isn't like completely latticed and functional in that sense.
Okay.
It is just a
Let
badger
me
I mean,
hole.
check real quick.
if he can instruct me, I can set him off and just wild
Oh,
shape
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
and I can dig
Yeah, that'd work.
if it
But
collapses on
but
me.
would we want you like during the big day? Like we need to talk about how we're gonna do the big day.
Yeah.
Do we want you on the surface doing something? I don't know.
I mean, I'm gonna cast lightning
Oh yeah,
all
that.
day. So
Call
that's
lightning all day.
it lasts for, oh, sorry, ignore that. 10 minutes, and I can do 7 of them.
Can you polymorph
And
Castle into a mole and he can set him off himself?
if he's able to set him off with mole hands, probably.
And with a mole brain.
With mole brain, yeah.
Polymorph turns brain into mole brain as well.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
that's why wild shape is so nice. He keeps his intelligence.
Oh, at higher levels, by the way, the damage increases from the
Oh,
lightning
yeah.
bolts by quite a bit. So they'll get more and more destructive as they go. For the whole hour.
Are you just gonna
hour
like
and 10
bring
minutes.
down the castle? Like,
More or less. I'm gonna start with the barricades,
I mean,
hit
if
the
it gets the
walls.
castle back, why not?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna strike repeatedly at anyone who dares stick their head out.
Okay. So you want to do that tomorrow on the 8th day?
Yeah, that'll be on the 8th day.
Okay.
'Cause I'm already out of spells. So
Wrath?
Hmm.
Anything for the 7th day, or do you just want to wait and prep yourself?
I think I'll just wait.
All right. Night comes. Do you want to do any more dreams, Charles, or do you want to sleep?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Again, 50-50.
Persuasion, intimidation. Por
Do we need
favor.
you during the day though, Charles? Because you'll have to be sleeping to get your spells back, right?
I will say, if you stay up all night doing dreams, even if you rest, you will take a point of exhaustion the next day.
Real quick, to set off those devices, essentially because the caves are a little unstable, that means somebody's gonna need to like have dex. Oh wait, would acrobatics through the caves work?
Potentially.
Okay. 'Cause I'm just realizing that I'm like, oh yeah, I could totally like parkour my way through the falling caves, like, and it'd be a piece of cake for me. Thanks to my magic boots.
Got +10.
Yeah.
So what were you
Yeah,
saying
I'm not.
again, Josh? With if I do the dreams all night and then
And then you attack the next day. I'm getting a knock at the door. If you attack the next day without sleeping a full 8 hours, you do get a what's it called?
exhaustion.
Exhaustion, point of exhaustion.
isn't there
I
a
can just
save against
restoration
it?
that
though?
if you want to take it.
Oh, you can greater restoration it, can't you?
But it'd be one less lightning spell. So an hour instead of an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Hey guys, give me 1 second, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I think I'd take that.
Alright, so how do we want to do this? Day 8.
Yes. How do we want to do the big? So is day 8 going to be our big day?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, Max, say I have 6 zombies up and about, and they didn't kill them. I was expecting them to kill them this time, but they didn't. So I need to cast it at. Okay. You animate and research control over 2 additional undead creatures for each slot above 3rd. 2 additional for each slot. So
Wait a second. You can animate 2 more.
I can reassert control because if I
Oh.
don't, they go wild and
Right.
start attacking civilians.
Is that
and
a
I can't
bad
have-
thing? Oh, I guess civilians. Yeah, that's true. Never
Yeah.
mind.
So at 5th level, that means I can do 5 of them, and there were 6. And then I can cast a 3rd level. So to reassert control over them, I can do 5 lightning strikes. Basically, but I won't have the restoration. Or I can do 4 lightning strikes if I.
So
I know I can't do the
So
restoration
here's the
at all.
thing. If I take a
I
point of
have to research
exhaustion, 1 point of exhaustion is just disadvantage on ability checks.
Oh.
I don't care for
It's
that.
whatever at this point.
So
yeah.
like, and but at that point, I've intimidated them as much as I want to, and I'm not going to be doing the intimidation. Your guys' preparations and wonders are going to be intimidating them.
Yeah.
So I don't have to be a part of that.
So that should be fun.
So we're gonna have call lightning. We're gonna have earth tremors. How are we
zombie.
going to get Spear?
After it all calms down, you can I can like create some fog, and the zombies can like step aside because I've been implying that undead companions are after them, essentially. So you can show up through the fog like the zombies did with a disguise on to look zombified, and you can call him out. See if that works. That's
Okay.
what I was thinking.
Or should I keep everybody else from attacking? Should I challenge him and promise them we'll leave if I lose? I mean,
You say once don't imply that he can win. Say once I've killed Spear, you can leave in peace.
okay. So promise everybody else freedom if he fights me,
When?
kind of thing.
When you win.
Right.
Because it adds an extra intimidation factor if there's no if about it.
Yeah. Again, we're implying that this is a force of nature that they'd have no control over and cannot stop.
Yeah.
And that
And
I
that's-
also have no control over, but in a way, I guess.
So the finale of this, we originally envisioned it as a big light in the sky and sound. We kind of established we can't do a voice that covers the city, but now that they've gathered up in the castle,
Can easily do it in there.
we
Yeah.
could probably do that.
I'm sure I've got a spell for it. I have so many spells.
So
Not
let's
that one.
think out this big attack plan, because this is the most important day. Like,
The question is, do you want me to save my lightning until after he makes the command in case they decide to come out and attack him? And I can just lightning bolt them endlessly?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Earth Tremor should do quite a bit. What level are those prepared at, Michael?
What do you mean?
The
You have
tremor
to
devices.
prepare the Earth Tremor devices to a certain spell level.
Earth Tremor
Oh, no.
should be a first level spell.
No, he
So.
doesn't
It
have
is,
to
right?
cast. I'm assuming
No,
the entire point of this was
no,
that
they're
you don't have to
devices.
do spells. Yeah.
Right, but they're emulating Earth Tremor, right?
Right. But are they emulating it at a certain level so it does more damage or less? Or
I
It's
don't
not
think the
really
point of
doing
it was to do
damage.
damage. It was just to
Yeah.
to spook them.
right? Okay.
So here's what we need to do. We need to communicate to them, essentially, you have 1 day to leave, or you will face the full might of Dromar.
That should be tonight.
Or you will face the champion of Dromar. You have 1 night to leave, or you will face. Okay, that's 10. Skywrite can only do 10 words.
Yep.
So, leave
Leave
tonight, or face the
or
wrath.
Face the wrath.
The Wrath. There you go.
Face the
The
wrath. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
That's good.
Or face Dromar's wrath and have wrath spelled.
Oh,
R-A-T-H.
that's clever. Yeah, face from Mars wrath. Okay.
Ba-dun-dun.
Puns, everybody. This is gonna be good. Gonna be good. Also, with a single spell, I can have 6 zombies with me at all. I mean, 5 zombies with me just every day. You're gonna have a hard time talking Donko out of keeping these. Just so you know.
I know. But if we save all of Misthaven, I don't think keeping them will be a problem.
That's true. That's true. But like, I can put them in a bag, carry them around. I don't know. I'm pretty big.
I know.
Put them on my back. Like I get a Nana's cage from Dark Souls.
A what?
It's one with like all the zombies in the cage.
Oh, yeah.
And they flail around at you.
Oh, no. That's gross.
Yeah.
Okay. So there. So we will do a skywrite in the morning.
Yeah, I can do that. Leave by nightfall.
Sundown. Make it more
Leave by
natural.
sundown. Or face Dramar's wrath. Easy.
Bingo. Okay. And then we'll do... Do we want to do the floating down from the sky?
We could. I mean, why not?
I mean, it is pretty ethereal.
Could have him like float out of a fog cloud.
Yeah, you can cast Fog Cloud in the air, right?
I can cast it wherever I want.
So we could
Although,
cast...
wait, what level spell was fog cloud again? Third. Gotta
So
make
would
sure.
we actually be okay with them just leaving?
That
I
was the
think
point.
so. That's the
Scare 'em-
entire point
scare
of
'em
this,
out.
is
Yeah.
to scare him away. If we could do
'Cause-
this without a single drop of blood, I know Wrath would be sad, but Charles would be ecstatic.
I'd be very sad.
The easiest.
I mean, technically, we haven't left this without a drop of blood because we've killed a lot of guys. But
Yeah, let's just die.
But I brought him back. Whatever.
It's the opportunity cost that Wrath is worried about.
I
Yeah.
know, yeah,
We need to kill Spear.
that's true. Actually, I do feel like no matter what, Spear has to die.
Yeah.
Like, even if they all decide to leave, we need to find out a way to get Wrath and him to fight because...
Gotta cut the head off the snake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, if Spear goes home and starts telling, what is it, Flight?
Flight
He's
is
a
his
mage.
brother, but they
I
don't
would be
have
like,
a good
wait,
relationship.
those are like
Those
standard
are like
spells,
basic,
dude.
yeah, those are like standard illusionary spells.
Yeah.
You
Right.
duns.
And like describes Wrath showing up in a dream. He might be able to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
So we wanna. I don't even want to chance it.
So how do we get Spear out? If you want to live, give us Spear. Hmm.
No, that's too specific. It needs to be.
Your leader.
Sacrifice your leader.
Sacrifice your leader, and you may leave with your lives.
I came in to an interesting part of that.
We're trying to figure out what we want to write in the sky with Skywrite because it can only do 10 words.
Right.
And how to best bring Spear out.
So, do we want to do 2 Skywrites?
You could dream him that night. Say like,
I could.
have Wrath like, I'm coming for you.
Can
Face
half the
me.
bugbear or barbarians even read?
That's a good question. I'm
I mean,
assuming
sure
they
they have-
can.
They have their own runes and dialects, and we'd know it by now for sure.
Spying on them, we would have seen if they use like words at all, right? Like they use written
They
language.
talk, yeah. They talk.
Any writings at all?
You have no idea.
Dang. Huh.
Hmm. I mean, it's hard for a
Make-
warrior society in general to survive
Quick
without.
thing here. Go ahead and make an insight check.
Who?
Whoever wants to.
Donko,
Yeah, my insight's okay.
you have the highest wisdom.
Yeah.
I could probably do a history check too if I tried to
right.
remember.
Can Wrath
Okay,
read?
we'll do the blue dice. Advantage because I'm being helped, or
No, just an insight
What?
check.
and we want to use this one. Nice.
know
That's
languages.
16
I
plus
don't know if
5
I
is
can read.
21.
21.
Mhm.
You know that as your last skywrite, as it barfed itself out into
Oh, yeah.
words, there was change in attitude. There was a reaction.
At least some of them can read.
As far as you can tell,
We should try to
maybe?
keep the message simple.
Yeah.
Give leader, run.
Something, I don't know, that could work.
You may leave. No. You can leave. Your leader cannot. Or
Okay, so
I think best to separate these messages. Threaten the group and then dream spear.
What would we dream spear about, though?
Just send Wrath in and tell him he's coming for him.
Already kind of did.
We kind of did that
Kind of.
already. That was the whole
It did.
point, was that spear would not be affected, and because that would we were trying to intimidate him more
Right.
with the
that's a good
one
point.
dream and then nothing.
Do you think he'd do it just if he sees Wrath?
I really liked our original idea message of leave tonight or face Dramar's wrath, and then spell wrath with R-A-T-H.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that.
Let's do it.
So
And
we'll do
then
that in the
somebody
morning.
just needs to be there watching, make sure
This is
Spear
day-
doesn't leave.
Yeah. This is day 8.
By the way,
Hey,
Josh, I am
yep.
doing the dreams, and I will take the point of exhaustion.
Okay.
So do I need to do the rolls for that?
Yes. Make your intimidation and persuasion.
Okay. Okay, 13 on persuasion, 12 on intimidation.
Okay. Cool. It is noted.
Okay.
Okay.
Day 8.
Day 8 starts.
This is the big day, we've decided.
In the morning, what do you do?
The skyrite goes up immediately.
It goes up.
Yeah.
So it's leave by sundown, is what we
Leave
said.
by sundown, or face Dramar's wrath, but spelled with R-A-T-H.
I like it.
I also spend a 5th level and a 3rd level spell to maintain control on the zombies, because otherwise they'd kill civilians. So.
How nice of you. How noble.
Yeah, well, we did promise we'd protect them.
We did. I mean,
Uh,
even if we didn't, I'd tell you to.
Yeah. And then we wait, I guess, till sundown, right? No one wants to do anything else.
We
at the
should
moment.
probably keep an eye on
We
them.
prepare the tremors.
Yeah.
Also this day, and get them ready.
So I'm going to speak with Charles and be like, hey, Charles, I really enjoyed being all fiery and scary. Can I borrow your ring again?
Sure, of course. And I will give him a 5th level Shadow of Moil
I love that
in
game.
a ring.
And then I'll take that and I will, I'm going to head to the village and just to keep an eye from a distance on if Spear is leaving.
To be fair, all you have to do is get a little bit more of a vantage point.
Does
And
Eagle lie?
from
Oh, yeah.
a mile away, you can
Oh, yeah.
easily see the front gates. And you've been in that castle before.
You have.
You know that there are no back exits. So the barrier that they've put up
There we go.
both keep things out and
Thank
traps
you.
them in.
Nice.
They aren't
Sweet.
going anywhere.
Honestly, I feel like if we spend enough days just striking them with lightning, it's over for them. Like, I don't know.
We'll see what they do by sundown.
Yeah. So we'll have probably Donko's familiar with Donko or Wrath could also use their beast sense to see through his familiar.
Right.
As a 1st level, I can. Oh no, it's a 2nd level. Yeah, I still got one, so I can just beast sense it. Keep an eye out.
And
Although I
see
think
kind of how they're
communicate with
reacting
me
if they're...
telepathically. He doesn't have to. He can just tell me what he sees the entire time.
Okay. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys.
Mm.
Okay. What Albert relays back, he kind of, as he lands in your neck, he kind of chuckles a little bit in your mind and goes, "Hoo, hoo, hoo, hoo. It is chaos down there. I saw 3 slain by the one with the spear just in the little flight I had. It was crazy looking."
Good. Crazy is what we want.
Okay.
Should I hit him with a infusion?
I think we need to try and turn them against Spear.
Mm-hmm.
I think another Skyrite could work if you have it.
Yeah, I got one more.
Okay.
We don't want them to kill him, though.
True. How about, flee with your lives or die with your leader?
Yeah, 9 words. That can be done.
Do you feel like that's appropriate, or is that the best use of what we should do?
Works for me.
Do you still have Call Lightning
Either-
somehow?
I have 5 call lightnings I can do.
Good, okay. So once sundown happens, the sun literally peaks right off the horizon, lightning starts.
Right.
Okay.
And then after the lightning, we hit him with the tremors.
And after that, I can go up and call Spear out.
Yeah.
If they still haven't left by that point.
Right. Right.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay. Sun edges its way towards the horizon. And Wrath, as you're keeping watch, you see 2 individuals who are up on the catwalk on the wall itself, fling themselves off, land, and don't move. You see
The zombies squat around them and laugh. Because they're still at the wall.
Okay. You see more and more people climb up onto the wall and look over at the bodies. And then turn around and then head back in, leaving just a cursory 6 or so people up on the wall.
Is when the message goes up. Flee with your lives or die with your leader.
You see Wrath as you're watching, and even from this distance, you're not crazy far away. You had to kind of traverse town and then climb up on a building a little bit further up. But you can hear the shouts and the screams inside as the sun sets. And you can hear axes on wood. You can hear hammers on stone, as the barricade that they built, it prevents them from exiting and leaving.
Zombies start helping from the other side.
Amazing.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Pulling
Doesn't do
and
much, to
slapping.
be honest. The barricade they made is so solid at the base, and as it goes up, it's like they've almost cemented themselves in.
I give Albert 2 of the return to senders,
Oh no.
and I have him drop them on the barricade.
On the barricade?
On the
Right,
barricade.
right. Do your roll the damage for that. For both of those.
Let's see.
And then mark them off, please.
Hand out for him, right? Return to sender. It is 3d6. Very nice.
I was gonna say, during your, again, hour of lightning strikes.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're trying to leave, so I'm not going to hit them with the lightning.
I know, but you can hit the barricade with the lightning.
It would be more impactful, wouldn't it? I'm going to do both.
Okay.
While Albert is dropping bombs, the storm cloud
Once the
begins to form.
sundown finally falls, yeah.
Yeah. Storm clouds begin, the lightning begins striking at the barricade, and Albert drops his bombs for 15, 21 points of fire damage.
Yeah.
And I'm down to 9.
I think it would also be smart occasionally lightning strikes still hitting the building that whoever is still hiding in there to get out.
Yeah, anyone not trying to get out that's visible from Albert, lightning strike.
Okay.
And I can do this for a total of 50 minutes.
Okay.
It's quite the picture.
That is
Yeah.
that is
It-
the most
apocalypse.
horrifying thing.
It's apocalyptic almost.
It's a very clever tree.
Druids are I feel like much more powerful out of combat than in combat.
Very much like rogues, except
Yeah.
So not only did your lightning strikes do some significant damage to the barricade, but as you are, I'm assuming, flying over.
I have to maintain concentration, and I have to recast it every 10 minutes. So,
'Cause in order to shoot it into
order to-
there,
yeah,
you can can't you see through Albert's eyes and cast
I
it
don't
into there?
exactly know. I think that's a wizard-specific thing that
No,
he does.
no, Find Familiar
No,
has
Familiar-
that built into the spell. Remember? We talked
Is
about
it part of the
this.
spell?
You can cast spells through Albert too, technically. That's amazing.
Let me review. Act independently, but always obeys your commands. Can't attack. And someone with 100 feet of you can communicate telepathically. Addition is an action. You can see through the familiar's eyes and hear what it until the start of your next turn. Any special
As long as
senses?
he's within
Every-
100 feet of you.
Yeah, which shouldn't be too hard. That's near where the lightning storm is. You can be below it. You cast a spell with a range of touch. Your familiar can deliver the spell, so it has to be a touch spell. But I can look through his eyes, and I believe it's a bonus. No, it's an action to cast. I don't know. It's tricky.
you
Can
have
you
to
cast-
use your action.
Yeah, I have to use my action to see where they are.
Yeah.
So, what can I do? How can I do this? I can lower it to 40 minutes and use Beast Sense. How long does that last?
An hour.
Also concentration, so
Yeah.
no, I can't do it. It's tricky.
Here's an idea.
Mm-hmm.
You can cast Call Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
I I can wild shape, but I'll have every 10 minutes I'll have to unwild shape, and then rewild shape. So I can do it twice. I'm going to. How high is the wall?
About 35 feet.
35 feet, and the closest or tallest building, I assume, is less than that. About 20-ish.
What you doing?
I don't know. I can't figure out how to
One
cast it
sec.
without being able to see.
I mean, like, I mean,
I
you
will
can
say
you can
there's a decent chunk out of the barricade now.
Yeah.
you can
Can I
probably
see
get on top
through
of
the
a building.
barricade if I stand on a building?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I'm gonna stealth into a building and then just kind of maintain visual. Have Albert give me locations so I can look for them better.
Yeah, easy enough. Yeah, and with that, the lightning strike starts, and the cacophonous sound just rings throughout the hill that this castle is on for the next 50 minutes. You keep this up over and over and over. The barricade's gone at this point, and any who wanted to flee was either cut down by their fellows who did not want them to flee, or
me.
accidentally electrocuted as the lightning hit the last of the barricade. But before you, whoever's looking and whoever's there, is strewn the bodies of well over half, if not more, than those who are standing. As your last... What?
I said release the tremors in a cool voice, like Liam Neeson.
Oh yeah. So now we do tremors after the
Michael, do you
lightning.
do
is
tremors
done.
now?
Yeah, that
Well, we
as
don't
soon as
have a
the
Kraken, do
lightning,
we?
as soon as the lightning kind of the clouds disperse after the spell fades, that's when the tremors start.
Uncle, can you summon a Kraken?
I can be a kraken.
No, you can't. You can be a giant.
I can be a
octopus.
giant octopus, but they're
Almost the
so
same
good.
thing.
Michael, you're muted, by the way.
Yeah.
In order to start the tremors, I need you to make... Are you the one setting them off?
Yes, because I will try to essentially parkour my way out.
I need you to make an intelligence check with advantage to
Sweet.
set them all off.
Well, I'm glad I'm doing this.
And there
I got a...
And there it is. You,
Oh gosh.
throughout this last day, you set it up and are just waiting
Could not
for
have
the
gone
signal.
better.
You then very quickly run to one, turn it on, and as it starts pumping up and down, you go to the other one, you start the other one, with all four of them within a very, very small radius, and you book it. You run faster than you've ever run before. Go ahead and make an athletics or acrobatics check as the tremors start and the ceiling above you starts to collapse.
+4.
Okay. And you do it. You run as fast as you can, and it's like in like the Indiana Jones movies where he's running and everything behind him is just collapsing, just the entirety of the way back, and you climb out of the or scurry yourself out of the hole that Donko burrowed. That's the right word.
Yeah.
As the dust just shoots up in a cloud, and you turn, and you can visibly see the walls just shaking, and it is full earthquake. I need you to roll 4d10 for me, please.
Very nice.
4d10.
It's pretty good.
It's about the
Pretty
roll.
good.
You watch as one of the towers, one of the guard towers, just completely collapses, opening up a hole in the wall. Another section of the castle itself falls back and destroys another section of the wall itself. As then the tremors cease, things go still and silent. As you rejoin your companions closer to Castle Neris.
If only there was a lake.
I think
The
it's
city is being pushed into
fog
the water.
cloud. I think it's fog cloud time.
It is fog cloud time. So
It is fog cloud.
now I pop out a fog
It is
cloud
Wednesday, my dudes.
in
It
the
is
air or on
Wednesday.
the ground. Did you want to fly in or walk in?
He's flying in. I'm gonna cast fly
Okay.
on him.
So fog
Okay.
cloud kind of in the air, very visible from all parts of the castle.
And you have a ring with Shadow of Moyle on it.
A shadow of Moyle. Yeah. Is it light time as well? Like
No,
nice
it's
and
dark
bright.
time. We said it's
It's dark.
I know, but I mean, is it light time?
Oh, the light show. Yeah.
oh.
So like it's coming through the fog and like he's a dark shadow that comes out of it. Otherwise, they won't see him at all.
Yeah, I guess I can spend a spell slot to do Wall of Light.
Mhm.
That'll be one of my 2 that I have for this entire debacle.
I also inform the zombies to pick up makeshift torches from the burning rubble of the gate and kind of stand, because there's 6 of them, 3 on each side, like in a row from the gate to the fog cloud.
Jeez.
Just extra intimidation factor.
You
Yeah,
know
what
what?
should I say?
Just for fun, I need everyone to roll a group performance check.
I love
So
this.
individual roll.
Okay.
This is practically a
I'm not
stage
gonna
show.
Oh,
I have
17.
plus
Woo!
performance minus 2. What is that? 17. So 15 from me.
Okay.
Okay.
8 and 8. 15, 17, 8 and 8. I'll add
12.
a d4 to mine.
Okay. And you can add
Oh,
40
yours
your...
is 12, yeah.
So 12 and
10.
12 and 10. Okay.
Okay. That is pretty decent. Are you casting a wall of light behind everything, or
Yeah, behind
good?
basically behind the fog wall. So that has
Right.
this like big light that's coming through the fog. As if a heavenly door is opening, releasing. Are we gonna do non-zombified Wrath for this?
Up to Wrath, I guess.
That's up to Wrath. Do you want to just
I'm gonna
be?
He's,
start with
he's
zombified.
shadowy and flamey at the moment, so.
Well, he hasn't casted it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna cast it until we fight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I mean,
I'm gonna be
it
wearing
was
the
the plan
hat.
we told him, so
Yeah.
it's.
So you got the hat on. What are you doing?
So we have the light, we have the fog. And I'm just gonna walk forward in the fog through
Fly
the.
forward.
Well,
Fly forward
he
in the
can
fog.
like air step, so to
Float.
speak.
Oh yeah, you are flying, aren't you?
Kind of. Through what used to be a barricade and up, let's say 50 feet from the castle door where everybody has to come out of. I'm
Yeah.
gonna yell really loud. It's super silent, so I'm sure they'll be able to hear me.
Oh, it's absolutely dead silent. Yeah.
I'm gonna yell, "Spear, come face me!"
As it echoes.
Ooh.
As you walk forward in the air, silhouetted by this wall of light and out of these clouds, Every eye is upon you. Every mouth is agape. And you can see, with the now very, very intense light behind you, every face before you. And in the very back, taking shelter underneath an awning, you see Spear. His eyes wide with a mixture of fear, panic, and absolute fury. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Yes.
What? Oh my gosh.
It's the Fear Night.
That went pretty well.
That was nuts.
Oh my gosh.
That was insane.
I was so scared. I was like, we're gonna screw this up. There's no way. Like in Charles's mind, he always prepares for the worst, but because this, in my mind, this could not have gone better. This is the best outcome. So what did we end? What was our score at the end? Can we know?
I will say, your suspicion points, I had it set to where if you got 3 suspicion points, you would have been ambushed.
We did get 3 though, didn't we? We got 2?
Nice.
You got 2.
Oh
I got both
man.
of those, right?
So the DC started off at 10 for stealth, and with everything, when you succeeded, it went up. It got up to 20.
Wow.
We stopped stealthing by that point.
You stopped
so-
stealthing by that point. Intimidation points.
What was your original cap? What did you think we were gonna get?
So I have this
Oh, okay.
handy little chart here.
Oh, wow.
That if you have a certain amount of intimidation points, certain things are going to happen for this last fight.
Oh, okay.
You'll find out next week.
We'll find out. Yeah, don't tell us then. But
But
you want to tell us the total?
the minimum that I set for the weakest thing to happen was 5 intimidation points. You got 17.
Oh. All right.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this.
Jeez.
So
What about morale points?
Just 2, right?
Yeah.
3. Okay.
We didn't focus morale that much.
I wanted to. I kind of wanted to like.
I will say morale points wasn't the focus of what the
Yeah.
ending was going to be here. So things were. I think that's good. That's good.
All right. Yeah, because.
I I had some decent decent charts and things going the entire friggin' time. So we will pick it up next time at fight.
All
I'm
right.
so stoked for this fight.
And
My
I'm
goodness.
gonna kick his trash.
Literally, the second you turn into a big pillar of black fire, that like.
and things are going
How
to
do
be
we not immediately win?
well, I am
All right. Anyway.
both
I feel like all of his people will just like flee, but like he himself will be like, "Oh, I gotta take down my little brother," but everybody else is like, "You're on your own, Spear."
We'll see. We'll
I-
see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I will say I am disturbed and proud that you guys did not make it to the day 20.
Wait. Oh, you mean intimidation 20?
No, we're on day 8 right now, guys. I had planned for 20 days.
Really?
Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
the
took
full
all the
Fortnight.
risks.
You guys went nuts immediately. Come
Through
out of
with
the
magic.
ring swinging. So
Dang.
I
Now I gotta think of a word that like starts with W, so I can be the week of something. The week
The week of
of
wrath.
the week of ooh.
It does
Ooh,
start with a W, technically.
technically.
Right.
I'll workshop
Yes.
it. This is
We
gonna
can
be a great
workshop.
chapter in my storybook.
Oh yeah. Well, all have a fantastic night. Get some sleep.
Yeah,
I'll most likely kill you in the morning.
sounds good.
Because tomorrow might be
Sounds
good
great.
for something.
All right.
Good stuff.